TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusack Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Sevens Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA.
Cusack Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Shay Murtagh Intermediate Football Championship semi-final between Milltown and Rosemount here in TEG Cusack Park. Paul Doolan on commentary here, and I'm joined by Alan Mangan here on co-coms. And Alan, you couldn't ask for a better day for it anyway.
No, great day compared to this time last year. 2 semi-finals were played in sort of blustery, windy, wet conditions.
You
so
could say that, yeah.
It's completely different now. In fairness, we're expecting a real good game of football. These two served up a treat out in Kinnegad a couple of weeks ago, and hopefully we'll get the same again today.
Yeah, and looking at both sides, they're up-and-coming teams, Alan, and have been knocking on the door there for the last few times. You had personal, didn't you play them last year with Malachy's last year? You played Milltown. No,
we played quarter-final against Rosemount.
Rosemount, yeah.
Played Rosemount last year. They just had a couple of injuries for the match, in fairness, and they were missing a couple, and we got over the line in the end by 4 or 5 points. But they're a good, decent side. Both sides here today are very, very young, a lot of youth on both sides, and listen, probably the future of a lot of Westmeath football teams over the next couple of years is going to be seen here in this intermediate match today.
Yeah, and talking of that, we see that Plunkett Maxwell is back for Rosemount today. There was rumour that Andy McCormick was going to be here today, but we do see Plunkett Maxwell. He's on the starting lineup anyway, playing at number 5, and he's a huge addition to them. Of course, they have missed him for a lot of the season this year. He's in Dubai, I think, at the moment. You were saying in teaching over there, so definitely a fill-up for them.
No, absolutely. Plunkett's great bit of stuff. Obviously, I know Plunkett well through the hurling. He was one of the mainstays in the Castletown hurling team for the last number of years, and he's an awful loss to us in the hurling end of things. But it's great for Rosemount to be able to get him back today. He's teaching out in Dubai, and it's great that he's able to fly home on a Friday night and be able to go back in time for school.
How the world has shortened, Alan. How the world has
absolutely
shortened.
But listen, he's great. He's a great addition. They'll be delighted to have him home, and I'm looking forward to seeing him playing. And we obviously have a connection with himself and David O'Reilly and a couple of other Maxwells there on the Rosemount team also.
Yeah, and look at it, they've got here after a great win against Garrycastle the last day. Actually played Garrycastle off the park, if the truth be known, here or not Garrycastle, I beg your pardon, here the last day in the quarter final. They were absolutely excellent here and showing a clean pair of heels here, so it's all to play for here, I suppose, today.
No, exactly, and it's one of those games where it can go either way. Out the Drew a couple of weeks ago out in Kinnegad.
Cracker of a game, I believe, as well.
Yeah, great game. They played before us. We played after them, and it was the last round of the group stage. I think more or less both of them were through. They were fighting for a semi-final position, and as it works out, it's Milltown actually goes straight through to the semi-final and end up playing them again in a semi-final here. So it's going to be difficult. It's even more difficult for Milltown that they're sitting for the last 3-4 weeks waiting for this game, whereas Rosemount got a really good competitive match the last day under their belt. They obviously have a couple of injuries. Rosemount out for long-term injuries, and which they'll be which they'll really miss. But at the same time, these younger players in Rosemount are really stepping up to the plate, especially without a number of really good players.
Yeah, and going down to that, like, I mean, real quality spine of that team. Plunkett, of course, we've mentioned. Boydu, former inter-county player. Decky Mullen and Davy O'Reilly at the centre of the field were outstanding here the last day, contributed hugely to their win. And up front, they have this young Sean Conlon at number 10, who really impressed me here the last day. He played at 10, but he was kind of playing as a kind of a midfield sweeper role, in between defence and attack. He was kind of the coordinator of a lot of their attacks. And a young man that I mentioned this to you before, Ben O'Brien, a cornerback, he was touch tight on his player last year and intercepted an awful lot of stuff here. So down through the spine of their team, they'll be happy. Ben, the two Coxes then at corner forward, real score getters at the best of times, great pace. They'll fancy their chances here today, making it back into a county final.
Oh, absolutely, and to be honest, I'm after watching a couple of games of Rosemount and very, very impressed with Boydu.
Yeah.
He's playing like he probably
back to his best.
Back to his best. He probably went off the boil a little bit over the last year or two, but really, really back going well this year. I thought he was absolutely outstanding out in Kinnegad. He was really, really good here against Garrycastle when they didn't get out now of the game, but they probably should have a few weeks ago. But I think Boydu is playing really, really well, and if he can drive on from centre back, he's very hard stopped. He's very big. He's physical. He's strong. He's quick, and he knows what to do with the ball. He's not greedy. He doesn't go the whole way in and go for his own score. He'll always take the best options. But then you look over to the far side. You have Conor Gibney at centre back, former interprovincial rugby player with Connacht, really, really good player. You have two Murtaghs in midfield. I doubt there's two bigger midfielders in the county than the two of them.
But and sometimes we're a little bit disingenuous just because the fact they're big, they're playing the centre of it. These are ball players, lads. These two Murtagh lads, really good ball players.
Yeah.
Score in every game. They're thereabouts when it comes to the final shot at all stages.
Absolutely. I'm not saying they're not, but in the other end of things, they're well capable of, if they're not non-short, they're able to pump it out high, and the two boys are 6 foot plus. They're getting into the positions where they can get up and compete for that ball, and they're well able to do it. And then you have Dara Hines, who I was very, very impressed with out in Kinnegad a couple of weeks ago against Rosemount. He was very, very good. And
so composed on the ball is what I like about Hines.
Yeah, and young Jack Duncan, very good.
I agree with you totally.
He's the future of Westmeath football if we can keep him on the right path, and I'm pretty sure we will.
And we seen him here last week. He was here in the hurling championship last week for Father Dalton's, a do-or-die game for Father Dalton. He was absolutely outstanding from. They took him off later on in the game, but he had a tremendous game for them last week. And two young players that I don't think get enough credit are the two young Gunning, the twins, Luke and Matthew Gunning. I think they're excellent players. Always show up when there's a big game.
Yeah, exactly. And the two of them ring corner forward, and they're lively, and they're quick. They've good hands, which is very important for an inside forward these days. That you have to have good hands. If you don't have good hands when balls are coming in low, especially when the weather starts getting a little bit wetter towards the end of the championship. I know it's great. It's really good weather today, but you need to have really good pair of hands that when ball goes in, it sticks. And
it's not always going to be like today.
No, absolutely. But if the ball sticks, you always have a chance.
Well, we'll give you the team line out. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you Milltown first in goals. It's Alan Garrity, Sean Dillon at 2, Bernard Kiernan, Bert Kiernan at 3, Dermot Maguire at 4, Pete Ballasty at 5, Conor Gibney at 6, Conor Dillon at 7. The Twin Towers at the centre of the field, Dillon and Jack Murtagh at 8 and 9, Nathan Cray Dillon at 10, Dara Hines at 11, Jack Duncan at 12, Luke Gunning at 13, 14 is Ben McGurn at full forward, and Matthew Gunning is at 15. A Rosemount line out as per programme on the sheet. So in goals is Peter Elliff, ever though is Cahill Byrne, ever 3 is Adam Keane, ever Cahir Ben O'Brien, ever Coig Plunkett Maxwell, ever Shay Boydu Saleh, agus ever Shocked Lurkin Daly, ever Huck the Lord of Park is Decky Mullen and David O'Reilly at 9. Sean Conlon is at 10, Killian Lawler at centre half forward 11, and Pádraig Geoghegan at 12. Ben Cox is at 13, Davy Tone is at 14 at full forward, and Matthew Cox is playing at top of the left. Mick Murtagh is the referee. He's out there in the centre of the field. We're coming very near to throwing here, Alan, and a very anticipated game, and quite a crowd here in TEG Cusack Park this afternoon. I know we have a senior game after this with the Downs and Kinnegad, but these will be two very, very well supported sides.
Yeah, they're very well supported. A lot of the local people are big GA people. It's out in the country, don't really have too much else, no more than our own place in Castown, whereas everyone's into the GA, and it's great to see. And it's great to see two country teams fighting out the semi-final, the first semi-final that we have this weekend.
Yeah, and look, it's a game, and neither of us I certainly am not willing to call this one. It's far too close to call, but we're going to stop for a minute's silence now.
Charlie was an excellent, great Rosemount and Westmeath GA supporter.
Says there for Charlie Tone. We're nearly ready for throwing here, Alan. I'm not even going to ask you to make a prediction here. We're just going to sit back and enjoy this one. If it's half as enjoyable as the intermediate games we've been treated to so far this season, it'll be well worth watching here on ERV TV.
Yeah, no, it's really I think the intermediate championship is way better to watch than the senior.
Was going to be my next question for you, Alan.
It's not.
It's an absolute minefield, and from experience with last year with St Malachy's, two teams came from Division B last year to a county final, and. On any given day, any one of these teams can beat one another. So anybody that's putting a mortgage or anything on this one now, they're quite silly.
Yeah, exactly. And any team can win it. I know Gary Castle came down last year, and they'd be mad favourites probably to win the match this year. But at the end of the day, it's a minefield, and that's what you want. You want these sort of championships where any team can win it. And
you want a bit of football. You want watchable football, Alan.
Exactly, and you want games that people are going to come and watch and really enjoy. And I have to say that most of the intermediate matches that I've seen this year are very, very enjoyable. Good football, well played. In fairness, there's no such thing as getting every man behind the ball and working it that way. But that could all change today, Paul.
We're all in. Game on here in TEG Cusack Park, the first of this year's intermediate semi-finals. Rosemount had the first attack, but that's well intercepted by Matthew Gunning that time, and Milltown come on the first attack. Conor Gibney is way out, over onto the far side, into the man we mentioned earlier, Jack. Conor Gibney now, he's at the centre of the field, and just as we said, it wasn't going to be too defensive, Alan. They got into a bit of defensive shell, but maybe not as much as it. Gunning now, he has it again. Tearing up along the stand side of the field. Ball into the corner. It's Conor Dillon way over in the far corner now. Dillon shimmy and moves around. Gets it free. Gets it to the other Gunning. Brother on brother. Dara Hines now takes it on. Again, it's Conor Dillon. Nice ball in, looking for Jack Duncan, and finds Jack Duncan. Duncan sees Ben McGurran over on the left side, but that's a fine block. A real good block that time. Comes back out again. This one looks like it's drifting though. Just drifting wide, but that was a really good block that time by Adam Kane.
Yeah, good block by Adam Kane. Adams, like his uncle, he's tight. He's not going to give.
It's in the blood, Al.
Yeah, he's not going to give much. He's not going to give much away now. In fairness, and Ben probably could have sort of try and go around him. It was sort of a lazy effort with the left foot, but it's
into the centre field, and Davy Riley knocks it down to his midfield partner Becky Mullen that time. Rosemount, first attack here. Davy Tone. Ships it outside to Lawler now. Killian Lawler has a strike at it. It's drifting, and it's well wide. So early doors yet, Al. They're both trying to find their feet here again. Interesting, of course, to see Alan Garrity in goals for Milltown, probably more known as an attacking forward for Milltown over the years, but he's transitioned well into that goalkeeping position.
Yeah, listen, it's in fairness, goalkeeping really isn't all about shot stopping anymore like it used to be. It's trying to get the kickouts off and trying to get find your man.
Stay in possession.
Exactly.
More than anything else. Just as I said, Alan hasn't had a great kick up, but it comes out from Murtagh. Murtagh eventually gets it out. That's very well done that time to get it out there. Sean Dillon takes it on, and Dillon takes it on again. He's right down the centre of the field. Looks up and sees there's a man free. That's Matthew Gunning. Gives it to brother Luke Gunning. Dillon now. Connor Dillon this time. Into the corner to find Duncan. Duncan looks up and sees that Dara Hines is there, but that's well intercepted this time, and Rosemount come back on the attack again. Matthew Cox now, he's a long way from his number 15 position where he should be, but he's kicked it into the forward line, into Davy Tone. Tone tries to get to it, but this one is going to drift. It's going to drift. Who's going to have the pace? Davy Tone wins the race there that time and gets it back out to Cox. Cox looks up and sees a man free. This is the first one, but again, that's a great block. It's Matty Gunning this time. Luke Gunning actually got that one into it, but again, it's turned over, and a rather simple one. David Riley now with a chance, and very un-David Riley-like, kicks it way left. It's not even gone wide. Alan Garrity picks it up. Bert Kiernan has it now. Gives it into Gibney. Conor Gibney. A brave man that'll take him on a full challenge. And as you said, former interprovincial rugby player. He's not a fella I'd like to be meeting coming out of a dark corner or something.
No.
Milltown back on the attack again. Dara Hines now. Hines looking up to see if there's something there. Boydu chases him. But eventually it's got into Ben McGorn. McGorn looks up. Sees that Pete Ballasty is waiting for it. Pete. Again, Milltown playing it around that middle of the field. They're moving it left to right. Conor Dillon now hits with a bit of pace. Dillon takes on his man. Davy Riley can't catch up with him, but Conor Dillon has hit a very wayward shot there, and eventually it's caught by Brendan O'Brien, and Brendan O'Brien gives it away rather cheaply. Ben McGorn has it. McGorn gets it out again. It's Conor Dillon over this side of the field. There's an overload here. Can't see it at the moment. Dermot Maguire gets it back. It's Luke Gunning. Luke Gunning has 2 hops of the ball, or Matthew Gunning has 2 hops of the ball. Luke takes it off him. Brother Luke, twin brother Luke. But I'm afraid that's gone to the left again, and that's a second wide for Milltown. And
that's a poor effort now from
two poor efforts, Alan. Yeah.
And out now corner forward. He's playing inside. It's a great ball to get very early, just inside the D and straight in front of the goals, and it's a poor effort now. Sean Loughlin will be very disappointed with this start from Milltown.
Early doors, of course, yet. We've yet to have a score here. Nearly 5 minutes gone here. Up goes Murtagh. That's a super catch again. And Rosemount to be well to keep it out of the hands of these two Murtagh lads. There was Dylan Murtagh that time. Jack has it now. Gives it into Hines. Hines looks up and sees there's a man free over on the far side of the field. Luke Gunning gets it into McGorn. A lot of interplay here. Jack Duncan takes it on. Duncan on the left foot this time. Duncan strikes it. But again, Alan, they're pot shots now, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's one of those, Paul, where he gets it.
He felt he had the chance. Yeah, I agree with you.
He probably expects to put them over. He's probably putting a lot of them over throughout the year this year. But it's one of those where it's 3 wides, and the wides are racking up now, and to really have to try and get a score on the board very shortly.
Well, it'd be nice to have one score on the board. Ben O'Brien has it now for Rosemount. He's surrounded by 2 Milltown men. The Gunning twins in the tandem there on. And again, it gets it clear. Boydu now, down the centre of the field. Boydu, he's been chased by Jack Duncan. Duncan can't make it though. He gets it out to the far side. Look at Maxwell now. Park from Dubai. Looks up and sees Davy Tone is running for it. Davy gets to it, does he? He does. Picks it up. He's very close to that end line. And the sideline there, but he does well. Gets it back to Boydu. Going to be a free in, Mickey Dan says. A foul on it, so first real scoring chance for Rosemount here. And it's Davy Riley going to take it, actually, Alan.
Yeah, he's left forward. He hasn't played much championship. He's after missing. He only came on at half time the last day after missing 2 or 3 games. So he's a very solid left foot in him. But it's not an easy one to take for your first kick of the day.
Be interesting to see. There doesn't look to be any much wind out there at the moment, and the flags are blowing towards the Springfield end, but there doesn't seem to be much pitch side anyway. But that's a nice ball in from Davy. Alan Garrity looking to get a little touch to that. He's after hurting his finger, what's more. Out it comes to the far side now. Dylan goes back up the far side. Dylan can't get it past his man, but he's been fouled at the time. It's going to be a free out to Dylan. Alan Garrity just got a hand to that one. It could have got into the corner, then it there just as handy.
Yeah, it was a difficult one to deal with. Now, in fairness, he did well. He got out, and his cornerback was very alert and was able to bring it out away from danger. But it just goes to show what pace does. Conor Dillon won it inside the 14 and got the whole way out past the 45 before he was fouled.
Yeah,
and really relieved.
It takes, it takes that. Takes it out of danger straight away. Back to the centre now. Gibney. Right at the centre of the field. Conor Gibney now brings it in towards the forward line. Nice little ball in. Finds Ben McGorn. McGorn has far too much space, in my opinion. He's given the freedom of Cusack Park. Eventually gets it into Jack Duncan, and Jack Duncan does what Jack Duncan does, a beautiful left foot shot, and we've the first score of the game. Jack Duncan with the first score, Alan.
It was
7 minutes in.
Conor Gibney was very cool on the ball, bided his time, waited, and real good run from Ben McGorn. Took it on, in fairness. Probably the whole place thought he was going to wind with the right, but a real nice little slip past Jack and over the bar.
Big really surprise for me there was the amount of room that Ben McGorn had, Alan.
Yeah.
Ben McGorn had 10 yards in his man that time.
He's not on Adam Keane at the minute, so I don't know who Adam Keane is picking up, but he's not on. He's
no,
not on
he's
Ben
not.
McGorn.
Luke Gunning now takes it up along here on the stand side of the pitch, gives it to Hines. Hines picks out the other gun, Matthew. Back to Ben. Ben McGorn, that's a nice ball in if he can catch it. It goes a little bit high for Nathan Cradilla, but it falls to Jack Duncan again. And Jack Duncan says, thank you very much. I'll just pop that one over the bar. 2 in a row for the Milltown wing half forward.
It's a really good score, but he wanted the Gunnings off him. If he had slipped it to him, he's tapping it into an empty net. I don't think he probably didn't see him until it was too late. But good score and all in all. Ben McGurn sort of speculative ball in over the top, sort of broke, but Jack was onto it like lightning, and a lovely score. 2 in a row for him now.
2 scores to no score here. 8 minutes, nearly 9 minutes gone here at TEG Cusack Park. It's been cagey so far, but Rosemount yet to register anything on the scoreboard here, and that's pulled out of the hand. It's a line ball, but this time it's a line ball to Rosemount. Nicky Mullen. Mullen kicks a huge ball into the forward line, but eventually it's picked up, and it's picked up by Killian Lawler. Now Killian trying to go through the centre. Killian beats 2 men, and Killian is dragged down to the ground. He sees a man over the far side. Goal chance here for Rosemount. Can he get a strike in it? He can't, because he's surrounded by Milltown men. Great work by Alan Garrity there to get any sort of touch on that, or Milltown going to be able to clear it. And the man that made the initial incision is the man that clears it. Alan Garrity did extremely well there, Alan, because it was a quick free. Probably better off taking the score, in my opinion, but the goal chance was definitely there.
Yeah, no, really, really good from the goalkeeper there. Held them up, gave his defenders plenty of time.
Without fouling as well. Chance for Rosemount to get the first score here. Is this one going to curl over? No, it's off the post. And there's a man waiting for it. It's Matthew Cox, and Matthew Cox fished it over the bar. Little bit of sleepy there that time for Milltown. They were asleep on a couple of occasions there. That ball should have been really cleared on more than one occasion, and it came back off the post, and the man that was waiting for it there at the bottom of the post with Matthew Cox tapping over the bar. Rosemount's first score after 10 minutes.
Yeah, but you have to go back to that goal chance. It was good thinking from Killian Lawler, give it in over the top from a real quick free. But as we said already, Alan Garrity did really, really well. Gave his defenders plenty of time, good tackling, plenty of time, and ended up being the one to pick up the breaking ball as well.
And didn't foul Alan, which is you know, invariably we see those situations is where the forward is brought down and penalty given, or probably even more at times, but that was just excellent defending. The bid their time. Davy Riley is fouled just in front of us here. It's going to be free in right on the 45 metre line. Davy again off the left foot, but he's not going to go for this one. Back it comes to Benno. Into Ben Cox. Cox still takes it on. Cox gives it away rather cheaply to Conor Dillon. Conor Dillon looks up and sees the Pete Ballasty is on his shoulder.
Should have given it to number 7, Lurkin Dill. He was gone in over the top on his own. He looked at him and decided not to give it to him.
Score on there, Alan. Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree with you. Definitely was a score on there. Now it's Milltown back on the attack. Their lead has been halved here at the moment. And Luke Gunning with a rather tame effort here, and these opening 11 minutes have been littered with mistakes here. Boydu now looking for Davy Tone in the corner. That's gone way over, and he'll do very, very well. He won a pair of jet heels to get over to that one. That's gone extremely far away.
Boydu would be disappointed with that. He had plenty of time and acres of space to give it in, and it just screwed off the boot and out wide in the very corner. It nearly went out for a line ball, but Davy Tone was in plenty of space. I think if you look into Davy Tone has the beating of the full back
Bert Kiernan,
there. If they can get enough ball into him, he could cause lots of damage, but Bert is trying to get lads back in front of him, get him to sit, which you would do if you were in full back, but if Rosemount really need to start attacking a bit quicker.
Milltown have trouble here at the goalkeeper. Alan Garrity looks like he's after damage in the finger. It must have been that time back across the goals that time, I think, Alan. He's
Yeah, it's the one that came in high that was going into the top corner and he flicked it away.
Yeah.
He was holding his hand after that, so don't really know what the story is here at the minute, but it looks like they are attending to his hand.
It's hardly a dislocation. A dislocation is a horrible thing.
Yeah, but if it's only dislocated, he'd be all right.
If it was a soccer player, he'd be out for 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's brought a little bit of a lull to the game here. We were getting a little bit excited here, but it has been littered. The first 12 minutes here has been littered with mistakes from both sides, Alan. Of course, semi-final is a semi-final. It takes on a kind of a life of its own, you know, and you're hoping lads are going to be composed and lads are going to do the right thing, but invariably that's never the case.
Yeah, no, that's it. It normally does, but all these games are going to take 15-20 minutes to sort themselves out and try and get everyone to settle in. No one wants to lose it in the first.
Absolutely.
You can't lose it in 20 minutes. But you could do a lot of damage to yourself in that 20 minutes.
You could go a long way to losing it in that 15-20 minutes. Ball out from Garrity out, just in front of us here, looking for Murtagh. Oh, and again, that's a huge puck out of the air by Dylan Murtagh this time. Gives it into Matthew Gunning. Gunning now is fouled. Gives it back to Pete Bellesty and takes it back again. Matthew Gunning playing at 15, named at 15, but he's playing way out the field. Gives it into Conor Dillon. Dillon now takes off. Dillon, within 5 steps, he's gone past 1 man, 2 man. Is there a man on his shoulder? There is. It's Luke Gunning. It's back out to Dylan Murtagh. Dylan Murtagh, a little bit too casual. Eventually it comes to Ben McGorn. McGorn gets it and McGorn is fouled. More by luck than design that time, Alan.
Yeah, they got very lucky. That's about 3 times now.
They've been blocked down.
They'll be blocked down, and which they'll be disappointed with. But they got very lucky, and to be honest, it was a soft enough free now as well. It was a big man up against a small man. The big man it fell down an awful lot easier than you'd expect.
I'm inclined to agree with you now, and it was a little bit of a Greg Louganis, all right. But it's going to be Jack Duncan now. Is he going to get his 3rd point of the day? He's the only scorer for Milltown so far, 2-1 here. And we're almost into the end of the first quarter here. Nearly 15 minutes gone here in TEG Cusack Park. Duncan now with a chance. He's just outside on the edge of the D on the terrace side of the pitch. Strikes it high. Strikes it well. That's another score from Jack Duncan. He's the only scorer from Milltown. 3 points so far for him. 14, 15, almost 50 minutes gone here. 3-1 to Milltown here in the opening exchanges here in TEG Cusack Park. What has been a very cagey opening half, Alan?
Yeah, exactly, but it's just slow around the middle. It's ponderous around the middle, and that's what's killing them. If they can move the ball a bit quicker around the middle, both sides, they will create an awful lot more opportunities. And
that midfield sector for Milltown is what's working well for them. The 2 twin towers of the 2 Murtagh brothers, Dylan and Jack Murtagh, are causing the kickouts to invariably go in Milltown's favour. Conor Dillon takes it on now. Conor, he's going to strike it off the right foot. This one's going to drop short. It was going to run. It was well done that time. Extremely well done that time, but he's fisted it out over the line. He was a little bit lucky he didn't go into the net. He did very well. Peter Elliff did very well to get to that ball because it was dropping right in front of him. But
he should have had plenty of time to get up off the ground. He didn't need to pass it off as quickly as he did.
He almost passed it into
but he did well to get to it before it bounced. He had to get it. It could have bounced over the bar if he didn't get to it. He got to it, but he turned around very quickly and tried to hand pass it back to his defender. And as you said, it very nearly went into the corner.
Very nearly went into his own net. We could have recorded one of the first OGs we've had here in quite a long time. Conor Dillon with the 45 now. Strikes it high. It looks as if it's going out to the left hand side, but it's not. It's gone over the bar. From our position here, Al, it looked as if it was heading. That's a decent strike.
It's a really good strike, and it's against any bit of wind that's in it at all.
Whatever's in it, yeah. I agree with you, yeah.
It was a good strike. He didn't see it. All good free takers off the ground don't look like they're kicking it too hard, and that's exactly what he didn't look like he was trying to force it. It was a great effort.
Oh no, Peter Elliff is onto kicking that one back over the sideline. Milltown with a bit of a gap developing here. 4 points to 1 here after 16 minutes, and they've played most of the football in this opening quarter, Alan.
Yeah, they've played a lot of it now. To be fair, it's any time the Rosemount got up the field, they got a shot at goals, but they've only got it forward 2 or 3 times now in 16, 17 minutes.
And right through the centre again.
One person that's causing awful damage is actually Conor Dillon.
Oh, he's going really right through the heart of that, yeah.
They need to get someone to tag him and stay with him.
And he has the pace for it as well, Alan, and he can go. He'll keep going. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He'll keep going the whole game.
No, he's rapid, all right. There's no other word for him. But he's well able to play football as well. He's great control of the ball. He doesn't give it away, and he knows how to do with it when he does get it. And as every county player should be.
Pete Policy now looks up, and this time it's the other Murtagh, Jack Murtagh now. Right, the centre gives him McGurn. McGurn is a long way from goals here. He decides he's going to have a strike close to it. He's looking for Jack Duncan. The goalie gets a hand to it. Is it going to come back out to Dara Hines this time? Jack Duncan is free on the edge of the square. Is he going to fist for goal? He's giving it across to Matty. He gives it across to Matty again, and it's saved, is it? Yes, it's saved. Ben O'Brien, I think, is the man that comes out with it eventually, but an absolute let off for Rosemount that time from a situation where it didn't look like there was anything on, Alan.
No, but it was a poor decision from Matthew Gunning. He should have palmed it into net when he came across. I don't know what
Took far too much time.
Gave Rosemount. Now, in fairness, they scrambled back very well, and the goalie did well to.
Should have never been in that position, Alan.
But it could be a 4-point turnaround here now.
Davy Tone strikes it off the right. It's curling. Man gone down the edge of the square. Mickey Dan says, get up about that. And you know what? I have to agree with him on that one, Alan.
To be honest, it could very well have been a penalty. I thought it was a penalty myself. He did take him out of it when he looked like he was going to challenge with the ball in the air, but at the same time, it's very rare that you've seen him given.
Alan Garrity has pulled this one. If it's in, now Peter Elliff kicked one at the opposite end. It's Rosemount back on the attack there, and that goal chance can come back to haunt Milltown. That certainly was a goal chance there that time. Done well this time. It's Sean Dillon. Sean Dillon just can't get it away though. Davy Riley has it. Riley puts it back across the square to Tone. Tone gives it out to Cox. Killian Lawler looking around. Oh, and Conor Gibney misplaces it. It's gone to Baidu. Baidu looks outside. He sees Lawler again, and it's just mistake after mistake from both sides here, Alan.
Its decision making is very poor on both sides. It's
Maxwell tries to get this one.
Both managers will be pulling their hair out because it's just not one of these
mistake after mistake.
It's just constant mistakes here at the moment, and we sort of built up the game that was going to be a good game, and it's really not living up to expectations.
No, it hasn't so far at the moment. Anyway, certainly not. No. Again, no, it's early doors. Again, another turnover by Milltown. They've turned over the ball quite an amount here in this first half. Park Gagan now looks up, sees that Matthew Cox is free. Matthew Cox calls for the mark. Did well to catch it in the first place, and he's on his right foot. He looks to be carrying a heavy strap on that one, Alan, but
he did well. It was a great take now, in fairness, and did well to get his hand up as well to take the mark.
He's pulled it right across, and if you wanted an epitome of the first 15, 20 minutes here, Alan, that was it, because that was skewed right across the goal line.
Yeah, it was a poor effort now from a corner forward where you're 25 yards out, just a little bit tight.
And both teams still look a bit nervous to me, Alan. They're both struggling to any sort of cohesive play. Whatever bit of cohesive play so far has been by the Milltown men. They've probably just played the better football so far in this game, but it has been mistake after mistake, as we've said. Jack Duncan has been one of the shining lights. Duncan looks up and sees there's ground in front of him. Duncan, it's a crossfield ball. Jack Murtagh, is he going to make it? He is. It was a clever ball by Duncan, but just maybe a little bit overstretched. Ben McGurn now gets it back out this time. Dillon looks up and sees he's a man on the shoulder. It's Dara Hines off the right foot, and Dara Hines, the first man apart from Jack Duncan to score a goal, and Milltown.
Yeah, no, Connor Dillon has a 45 from as well. Play, so it's no good score there now. In fairness, Jack Duncan tried to hit a great ball in over the top to Jack Murtagh. It was about 2 or 3 foot away from being perfect. But I don't think that Ben McGurn was too happy for him. He was free in front of him. Probably the best decision was that. But they ended up getting the breaking ball as well, and really turning it over and getting the score over.
Rosemount getting around the ball this time now. Decky Mullen need a score. 5 points to 1. They're down by 4 here already in TEG Cusack Park. And again, Alan, that's a giveaway.
Yeah, it's just
there wasn't as many giveaways in Super Value this morning.
It's just trying to pick out ball that's just not the right ball
not there.
To do. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Very easy for us, I suppose, to see that here in our commentary box, but some of the passing that they're trying to make is they're just not on. Dara Hines now gives it to Cunning. Milltown playing it around. They're just looking for that opportunity every time, and invariably it's the man in possession of the ball now. Connor Dillon, he has the head up, he has the pace, and he's cutting holes in this Rosemount defence when he wishes to. Back it comes Jack Murtagh now. Again, Again, it's all so simple. Not a hand laid on any of these Milltown lads. And look at the space that he has in front of him again. McGorn looks up, sees Jack Duncan. If he sees him coming off the shoulder, is Duncan going to make this one? He does well to get a hand to it. Jack, is he going to soccer it through? No. He's decided he's going to take it on. It's good work by Boydu this time. It's back across the square, though. A great work by Boydu. Saya probably had a goal chance there. Probably was better off to hit it first time, man.
Yeah, he just took too much out of it. And
that's 2 in a row now for Milltown that have had goal chances. Rosemount now. Back on the attack. Ball out over to this side of the field. And it's given us a pick off the ground. I'm not quite sure about that one, I'll have to say.
No,
I thought he was fouled.
Bit of a much. He did touch it on the ground, but I probably thought he was fouled just before he touched it on the ground, to be fair to him. But it's little mistakes. Lads bringing ball into tackle. They don't need to bring ball into tackle.
There's another one. Another turnover. Simple turnover. It's like a bakery section here in Tesco's with that many turnovers. That's a foul. And he made sure he was going to get that foul, Alan, because he brought the man with him when he was going to ground. Yeah, a bit of a Des Dolan effort there that time, but chance for Rosemount to get a second score here, and if ever they needed it now, Alan. They're 5 points to 1 down here after 23 minutes in TEG Cusack Park.
Yeah, no, they need a score here big time, but the right man is on the ball now. It's Decky Mullen. He's fairly steady from this sort of range, and he doesn't miss too many of them, and as I said, all good forwards are able to buy frees, and he was well able to buy that one.
Absolutely. And this one has gone even further right. And that is a 5th wide of the first half for Rosemount so far, Alan, and 5 outrageously bad wides. Let's be honest about this.
Yeah, no, it's
not even close.
It's poor, and Milltown are on 4 themselves now, and 3 of them were very poor as well.
This one is intercepted though, is it? No, it's not. Again, it's Bert Kieran does well to get his hands on that ball, because he was second best there for a long time with that one. No foul here. Mickey Dance's play on, and eventually it's Rosemount come up with the ball. Free in.
He was lucky to get away with it, Bert Kieran, because I know Rosemount still ended up getting the free.
I thought he picked it off the ground.
But at the same time, he picked it off the ground.
I thought he did too.
And he was lucky to get away with that. But listen, it's sort of after turning, it's turning itself here. It's a free in from the exact same spot anyway. But
the way Rosemount are kicking frees, this is not a guarantee at all.
No, and it's
Decky Mullen again.
He's putting on the ground this time.
Just inside the 45, on the terrace side a little bit. Chance for Rosemount to double their tally here. This one he has a pull, but this one goes over the bar. A good strike from Decky Mullen. And we said a couple of minutes ago, if everyone was badly needed, that certainly was badly needed, Alan.
Yeah, it's 2 points in 25 minutes, and Carl Dermody, the manager of Rosemount, would be disappointed with their performance so far, but still only kicking the ball in it.
And haven't really threatened any more than those 5 points, Alan, really.
No.
Milltown look far more dangerous in front of goal, shall we say.
They do, but at the same time, they're still making every bit as many mistakes.
They're making it, yeah. They're both making every work. Dylan Murtagh tries to go up for it, doesn't make it. Eventually comes down to Conor Dillon. He can't make it either. Pádraig Geoghegan gets a hand on it. It's back out again. Boydu now coming through the centre. Looks up, he sees a man. He's man on his shoulder. Has he going to go for it? No, Boydu runs into trouble, and Boydu did well to hold on, but it comes back to Davy Riley. Davy Riley has a swing in it. Davy Riley comes off the post, and that's the 3rd time that Rosemount shot has come off the post. But that was a bread and butter one for Davy Riley, in my opinion. That really should have gone over the bar. I think that was a goal chance that time, Alan. I think Boydu was clean through. Milltown back on the attack now. Dara Hines looks up, sees McGorn with a bit of his pace in front of him. Gives it out to Jack Duncan. Back to McGorn. Duncan is gone again, but McGorn has on the left foot. Gives it back out to centre half forward. That's Dara Hines. Hines going through. Doesn't see a pathway. So recycles around. Out to Gunning. Conor Dillon now with a bit of pace. Dillon, he goes past Boydu, goes past him very easily. Conor Dillon still going. Conor Dillon strikes, and a good save by Peter Elliff. Real good save by Peter Elliff. Nothing. Conor Dillon didn't do a whole lot wrong that time, Alan. Maybe the angle was a little bit shy from him.
Yeah, it was a little bit tight. It probably should be, like, if they instead of going for all the goal chances, there should be another 4 or 5 points.
I agree with you. They could be near the outer side. Davy Riley now coming on the attack. Riley from their own half back line. Back out to Pádraig Geoghegan. Geoghegan now bearing down on goal. Geoghegan, is he going to take his own score? He is. That's a beautiful score, and there's a fair turnaround from a goal chance that Milltown had at one end. It's straight down the field from Rosemount, and Power Gagan slides over their third point. 5 points to 3 here. 27 minutes. We've 3 minutes to half time here, Alan, and all of a sudden Rosemount have woken from their slumbers.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's a 2-point turnaround. It should have been hand pass over the bar for Conor Dillon coming in at a tight angle. It's a goalie's advantage all day long.
Milltown again possession. Dermot Maguire does well to hold on to it this time. Mickey says he's fouled. Not alone is he fouled once, he's fouled 2 or 3 times there, I think. Decky Mullen looks like he's got out of that midfield slot, Alan. He's gone into a forward line, I think, here by the looks of things.
Yeah, no, I think he's still in midfield. He sort of just contested that last kick out, and he just stayed in there.
Matty Gunning now, heading towards the goal. He goes out past halfway. Still no one hand laid, and Plunkett is after him. Plunkett Maxwell. Eventually it comes back out to Dylan Murtagh. Dylan. Dara Hines gives it back to Dylan. Dylan is surrounded by, and a good work that time by the Rosemount defence. Real good work. No free there. It was just well defended. McGurn now takes on the mantle. Has he a man outside? No, he doesn't. He turns around. Again, it's reset for Milltown. They're inside the 45. He looks back. He sees cornerback Sean Dillon is way back there, and Sean will take it on. It's almost pedestrian pace almost at the moment now for Milltown. They're looking for the incisive run or someone to take it off the shoulder. McGurn gets it in to Dara Hines. Hines sees his road blocked. Again, work it around. Pete Policy this time. Sean Dillon, he's a long way out. Dillon has a go though. It's up, and it's goal! It's a goal. A goal, I think it's Jack Murtagh. It's Dylan Murtagh actually, Alan, and they've been threatening for a while. It was a bit of a nothing ball in from Sean Dillon, but the Rosemount side were completely asleep there. It's Jack Murtagh.
Jack Murtagh, yeah. He's been sneaking into full forward since the match. He's the one that any chance he gets, he just sneaks in there, and that was the first one. I think they got a little bit lucky. I think Sean was going for a score, yeah. He was going for a point and it dropped short, but sure, that's why to get him in there is if Van drops short, you're there to try and bam it into the net, and it nearly looked like he got it and threw it into the net. But at the same time, it counts, and it's exactly what Milltown needed. It's exactly what it has. They have been threatening with it at the end, but more Rosemount back on the attack again. Ben O'Brien now. O'Brien sees Davy O'Reilly. Davy O'Reilly's inside the 14. He's very tight though. He's been tackled by Milltown men. Again it comes back out to Boydou. It's gone back with the field. Decky Mullen, he was going to have a go for it. It's back out to Plunkett. Plunkett hasn't been involved in this game enough for me, I have to say. Eventually comes out to Davy Tone. Davy Tone has a strike, and Davy Tone kicks a 6 wide. 6 wides for Rosemount this opening half, and that goal has really lit up the game, Alan. Yeah, absolutely. Out of nothing, really. No, out of nothing. It's a speculative shot from Sean Dillon that dropped short, but the reason they get Jack Murtagh into them positions is to make sure that if Anton drops short, that he's the one trying to get his hand on it. It worked. They've been doing it for the whole match that I've seen so far. Every chance he's got in, and it worked a treat, and that's what these sort of things are when you work in them a training and they work in a match. Yeah. He's gone in again here now. His brother. Have you seen? No. Dara Hines decides, maybe not this time. Dara Hines decides he's going to try and take his own score this time. Has he curled it in enough? Good score from Hines. For a moment there, he was free again. Jack Murtagh was free again, Alan, on the edge of the square, but Milltown have put on a bit of a spurt here. We're heading into 2 minutes of added time here. Half of that is gone. 1-6 to Milltown, 3 points to Rosemount, and the goal really has put a daylight between the sides. Absolutely, it has, and it's one of those. In fairness, they all got back inside their own 45 and turned that over. And in fairness, one of the Murtaghs, as they were doing, maybe it's not the same Murtagh that's doing it the whole time, but they're always getting inside, and he was gone again. He was gone again, and if he was earlier, he was absolutely in. Maybe the right decision to take another point. Davy Riley's going to have a strike here, but he's a long way out, and that's going to go easily into the arms of Alan Geraghty, and Rosemount have been very, very poor in front of goal, Alan. There's no other way of saying it. They have been very disappointed in front of the Alan Geraghty's goal here. That's why they've only 3 points. And again, we see it. It's Dylan Murtagh is gone, or Jack Murtagh is gone again. He's gone into the forward line because Milltown are just playing around with the ball here, and that's because they can. Not a hand laid and not a glove laid on any of the Milltown players so far. I think Rosemount are standing back far, far too much here. No, Rosemount are doing they're all trying to set around inside the 45 and 65, and they're not really getting a big press on. They're sort of running around for no reason. Pete Bollasty now. Bollasty looks up, sees that Nathan Craig Dillon, is he going to make it? He would have made it the first time. He does make it the second time. Little fortunate.
looks like it's going to be a free out, and Nathan Craig-Dillon is after picking up a bit of an injury and probably should have done a little bit better, but he's limping back out here.
He looks like his finger's out of place or something. He's coming over to try and get a boot back in, look.
Yeah, looks like something, all right. Again, we're almost on the cusp of half time here. We have the 2 minutes played. Rosemount probably need a score before half time, but again, Alan, a 60-40 ball, not even a 50-50 ball, and that's it. Mickey Don says that's half time. Milltown lead here, and quite convincingly, Alan Mangan 1-6 to 3 points, and there's no doubt they have been the better team in this first half.
They have been the better team. There's no doubt they're the ones that are driving it forward. They're getting on the ball. They're really trying. They're trying to sort of get attack as quick as possible. And in fairness, if they'd actually took the right decision more often than not, there'd be a lot.
They could be even further ahead. Yeah, I agree with you.
The only real goal chance that Rosemount had was the quick free that was taken that went in, but where the goalkeeper Alan Garrity did really, really well to make sure that he kept them out.
Yeah, and it had been very disappointing. I mentioned it just before the end of commentary here. Rosemount have been very disappointing from the 45 up, Alan. 6 wides of the outrageously bad variety.
Yeah, exactly, and it's not like them. They're normally
it's not like them.
They're normally very good at their shot selection and everything like that. But at the same time, when it comes to semi-finals, you need lads with good head in your shoulders that are going to be very, very composed. And composure is not a word that you'd use for Rosemount at the minute. But it's only half time. There's under half to go.
Exactly.
I think Rosemount are a team that more or less most of the time play better in the second half than do in the first, but they'll really need a good performance in the second half now.
Absolutely. At half time here in the Shay Intermediate Football Championship semi-final, it's Milltown 1-6, it's Rosemount at 3 points, 9 points to 3 at half time, a 6-point lead for the Milltown men. We're going to take a little break here on AirV TV. You might be treated to the highlights of the first half here. We'll be back with you for the second half here, and don't forget folks, later on this afternoon, Carlstown Kinnegad versus the Downs in the Senior Football Championship semi-final. You'll have Ray for that one here later on this afternoon, but we're going to take a little break here. We'll be back with you again in a couple of minutes.
I'm just doing a commentary here on this match. It's literally no, it's half time.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusack Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GA.
Cusack Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Murtagh Precast.
We're back here in TEG Cusack Park for the second half of this intermediate Shay Murtagh Intermediate Football Championship semi-final. Milltown leading by 1-6 to 3 points here at half time. And Alan, I see a change here already on the Milltown team. The number 18 has gone in there.
Yeah, it's in for the young fella,
Nathan Cray-Dillon, yeah.
Dillon, that I think he knocked the finger out of place there at the end of the first half. He's not coming back out, so...
And Tommy Lynn.
Number 18, yeah.
And Tommy Lynn is not a bad substitute to bring in either. He's played in a couple of the games this season. I've seen him. A really decent player as well. Huge pace in him.
Yeah, no, it's in fairness, when you get to the business end of the championship, it's going to be a panel that's going to win these
Absolutely,
matches. Not the starting 15, so and Rosemount will win the throw-in again.
Maybe that has been Milltown's fault over the last while. Decky Mullen now going back for the free. Rosemount need a quick start here, Alan, if they have any say in this game whatsoever.
Yeah, they really need to get a couple of scores on the board there to get themselves right into it again, because they just let it slip away a bit.
Killian Lawler gets it in. Chance now here for the opening score of the second half. That's a really decent score. It's the full back, Alan. Adam Kane, I think, got that one. And he came from an Adam Kane looks like he's gone further up the field.
He's following Matthew Gunning, who's gone back to play as an extra defender. He's really pushing up on him, and they're going to use it that way, all right.
Opening score of the second half goes Rosemount's way, so Rosemount grabbed the first kick out as well. Decky Mullen back into Boydu. Boydu looks up, sees a man free. It's a nice ball in around the back. Conor Dillon tries to get there, can't make it. Might have been a little bit of advantage there. Let it play on a couple of seconds, Al.
He's lucky he didn't pull him to the ground, or he would have got a black card for it. If the ball was out in front of him, if it was a better ball by Matthew Cox out in front of him, he was straight through for a goal.
He certainly was, because Conor Gibney was struggling to get back that time, and Rosemount have come out a completely different side in this half. They've got the opening score to bring them to 4 points, and there's a chance to bring it to 5, Al, which narrows that gap back down to 4, and you know.
Yeah, no,
Decky Mullen with a chance now to narrow the gap even further. You did point out they're a second half team, Al.
Yeah, they played better in the second half in all the games that I've seen them playing this year. So it's, but as I said, he's lucky that
it's not a green flag instead of a white flag. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. He's lucky that Killian Lawler didn't fall to the ground. As he went to the ground, it could have been a black card. But as they say, there's some things that go where it's a good foul, and it was a good foul, I suppose, to stop the goal chance. Garrity
way over to the far side of the field, and he finds. Invariably, it's one of the twin towers. It's one of the Murtaghs is underneath that ball. This time, it's the goal scorer. It's Jack that grabbed that one. Now Milltown back on the attack. They've conceded the first 2 points of this second half. Lovely ball in. Ben McGorran is in front of goals. McGorran, is he going to go for goal? No. He strikes it, pops it over the bar.
Super ball in from Jack Duncan.
Fantastic
ball. It was a great run. In fairness to Ben McGurran, he looks very sharp today.
I agree with you. Yeah.
He was carrying a bit of an injury, I suppose, throughout the
league phase
there, but he's looking fit. He's looking trim, and he's just looking like a lad that's really up for today.
Absolutely. Decky Mullen down here in front of us. First score of the second half for Milltown, though. I haven't said that. Foul this time. Shawnee Laughlin doesn't agree with it, but his own club mate's getting it. Ball very close to say that's gone away. That's a terrible ball.
It's a terrible ball down the line by Matthew Cox. It's just all he could do was try and catch it and hope for the best, and he was just easily
gave him no chance. Absolutely no chance. 1-7 to Milltown. That's 10. 5 points to Rosemount. Double scores here in TEG Cusack Park. We're 3 minutes into the second half. Next score here is going to be critical in my opinion, Alan. Conor Dillon is foul, takes the free and takes it quickly. Gives it into Tommy Lynn, the man that has come on as a substitute for the second half. Dara Hines now. Look at the space that Dara Hines has. If you give him that space, he's going to punish it. Into Matty Gunny. Looks up, sees McGorran. McGorran is on a lot of ball here, particularly in this second half. Out to the far side, out to Conor Dillon. Dermot Maguire had gone on the overlap, but he wasn't caught. He found this time though by McGorran. Gets it into Dermot Maguire. Maguire gives it back to Hines. Hines now plays it around, looking to try and get it on the right foot, is he? Gives it back out to McGorran. Boydu comes out, can't get to it though. Milltown does well, McGorn to hold on to it. He's got that foul and
he had the option to give it off early.
Yeah.
When you have an option to give it off earlier, even if you probably get slightly fouled, the referee's
probably
going to say when he had every chance to get rid of it.
A little bit too long. Good defended by Rosemount, in fairness to them.
Yeah.
They certainly have tightened up a little bit in this second half, and they needed it because Milltown had dominated the opening exchanges.
Rosemount have to start gambling now a little bit. They have to start pushing up. There's too many lads just sitting back
inside the 45. Finds Decky Mullen. Decky. Is he going to have a go himself? No, he gives it out to Davy Tone. Davy Tone strikes it off the right foot, and that's a turn point of the second half for Rosemount. Davy Tone's first score of the game, and all of a sudden we have a game in our hands here, Alan.
Yeah, now Davy Tone's getting on a good bit of ball. I know he had a couple of wide, he had a wide or two in the first half, dropped one short, but at the same time he really is.
He's looking for the ball.
Focal point for them, and if they can get enough ball through his hands, he could be the one to drag them back into this match.
Absolutely. Garrity now with the kick out. He's looking for one of the twin towers again. Up goes Murtagh, doesn't make it. And the dirty ball that Rosemount weren't winning in the first half, they are winning it in the second half. It looked like a foul there that time, but Sean Conlon, who in my opinion hasn't been involved in this game at all, was excellent here the last day for the Roses, but just hasn't been involved enough today against the Ratchet Bridge. He was absolutely outstanding. Back out to the far side. Davy Riley now looks up, sees Cox coming to meet it. Cox gets there. Cox goes round his man. He's been given the advantage. Cox still going. Is he going to come back for the free? Yes, he is. It's going to be a free. Magic Cox is fouled. And for everything that Rosemount didn't do right in the first half, they've said an awful lot of it straight in the second half, and far more direct, far more attacking minded, shall we say.
Yeah, I see that that Conor Dillon is letting a few of the teammates know about it, that they have to start up in their game, because they've come out in the second half now 3 points to 1, and only for a fantastic pass from Jack Duncan, it'll be 3 points to no score.
Ball goes right across the square here. Dylan Murtagh goes up for it this time. Eventually it's got down. Tommy Lynn gets it. Gives it out to Bert Kiernan. Kiernan now. Kiernan gone after it again. Is he going to make it? Did well. It wasn't the greatest of passes, but he did well to get a hand on it.
He did very well now.
Tommy Lynn now. He's surrounded by...
It wasn't the best pass in the world, and he just made the most of it.
Good work by Bert Kiernan that time. He's had a tough game in the first half. He's been dragged from pillar to post here, but it's the Gunning twins over the far side of the field now. As you said, it looks like Matthew was playing almost as an auxiliary defender here as well. They're playing with an extra man in that defence by the looks of things, but Conor Dillon just settles things down, gives it out to Pete Ballasty. He's had a wonderful first half as well. If he looks up, he sees a man on his shoulder. It's Tommy Lynn again. Lynn has been on a lot of balls since he came on at half-time. Dara Hines now takes it into contact, sees that Lynn is free. Lynn bursts through. Lynn goes at pace, takes on his man, takes on Adam Keane. Tommy Lynn in front of goals, and Tommy Lynn pops it over the bar, made it, created it, and scored it himself, Alan.
Yeah, and it was a really good patch to play, laid it off, and in fairness to Dara Hines, he really good decision making. He got himself into a situation where he drew the man, laid it off to Thomas Lynn again, and Thomas did the right thing, took it on, cut across.
It on, yeah, he has the pace on.
Yeah, and a bit of pace will always create chances. Yes.
Ball over on the far side of the pitch. Again, it's an interception, and I think Rosemount got away with one there, Al.
Yeah, Davey got lucky there now. It was a soft enough free from what we've seen being given out in these games.
Oh, it's bouncing way over on this side of the pitch, and Larkin Daly did well to get a hand on that. Rosemount back on the attack again. Davy Riley down to the centre. Jack Murtagh has a bit of a swing, and this is going to be the first yellow card, and he can have no qualms with that one.
The goal scorer, Jack Murtagh,
yeah. Yellow card, and he can't argue with that one, Alan. It was a wild swing at Davy Riley that time.
But Rosemount need to do more of that, Paul, if they're going to get back into this.
I agree with you, yeah.
Where they're taking ball on off the shoulder at pace. They're just looking for too many balls. They're pop back out 5 yards and not really doing nothing with them.
Ball into the forward line again. It's a hit and hope effort. Conor Gibney was turned around. I think he was going to hit a bit of a dud there. He was a little bit annoyed, I think, more than that. And as Conor Dillon is knocked back into a straight line that time, Boydu has fouled him, in my opinion. Yeah, he's fouled it.
No, I'd say Conor Gibney thought very quickly he was going to do something very erratic and just decided at the last minute.
Good work by Hines this time. Hines burst through the centre. He's going to keep going, Dara Hines, because he has no whole lot in front of him. Does well to get it out to McGarn. McGarn now off the left foot. That's a lovely crossfield ball into Pete Bollisley. Bollisley has acres of space here in TEG Cusack Park, and Pete Bollisley, one of the stars of the game so far, in my opinion, Alan, and knocks it over the bar for a rather simple score. And again, we're back out to the 6-point gap.
It just goes to show some people make the game look easy, and that's exactly what
Dara Hines is doing.
And Ben McGurran.
And Ben McGurran, yeah.
He's picking out a few passes. He's not doing anything out of the ordinary. He's just picking out passes here, there, and everywhere. And there's a couple of these little passes that have made it for Milltown.
A dangerous ball out there by Peter Elliff. It's gone up the sideline anyway. It's Decky Mullen is blocked. It's out for sideline ball for the Roses on the far side of the pitch, on the terrace side of the pitch. Good block that time. Again was Jack Murtagh. He's been really involved in this one, but that forward line of McGurn and Hines, they're just so composed in the ball, Alan, and I think that's making a huge difference. Ball across the centre, and again it's a ball to nothing, Alan.
No, it's a poor line ball.
And it's not the first one.
Yeah, but it's not too often now Decky Mullen does hit them in.
Ball into McGarn again. McGarn takes on his man. Ben O'Brien comes to meet him. Gets it over there. Eventually it comes out to Hines. And that twin threat is what's causing all the trouble so far for the Roses. Conor Gibney did well. He was advised there that time, I'd say, more than anything else. There's a lovely ball over the top. Who's going to make it? Jack Duncan, look, if you're going to make it, is it? Yes, Jack Duncan does make it. It was a nice ball from Gibney that time. He spotted the man. Jack Duncan comes in, kicks it off the right foot, and Jack Duncan, another man who's having a right good game. 4 points for Duncan, 3 from play. It's 1-10 to Milltown. It's 6 points to the Roses. 11 minutes gone here in TEG Cusack Park and Rosemount. And even at this stage, Alan, they need something, and they need something quick.
Yeah, they need it in the next few minutes now and make sure. And it's probably going to go to the stage where they start needing goals if they don't get something very shortly. But super ball by Conor Gibney and
absolutely tremendous ball.
If Jack Duncan actually wasn't there, it would have been
I agree. I think it was. I don't think it was actually meant for Jack Duncan. I think it was meant for his midfield partner Dylan Murtagh. Mullen now. Looking for Davy Tone. Davy, he's been on a one-man mission in virtually here. It's ball back across the centre. Who's going to get there? Oh, it's well intercepted by Dermot Maguire. Maguire did very, very well to get to that ball. And again, it's these half 50-50 balls.
If you look out onto the pitch now, there's 6 or 7 Rosemount men standing in the middle of the field, and it's really that's where they have to start opening their legs and grinding their teeth and trying to get up and support their
I agree with you. They're going to need a major Alan to get back into this game, and it's very hard to see where that's going to come from. Dylan Murtagh now goes along the sideline looking for McGarn. McGarn tries to get there. A little bit of a shove there, I think, from Ben, but he gets away with it and he strikes it off the right foot, and then McGarn pops it over the bar and hit both post and crossbar, I think, that time. And I think he was lucky to get away with that one, Alan.
He got away with a little bit of a nudge. At the same time, the defender, to be honest,
wasn't strong enough.
Rosemount are struggling. Their 2 cornerbacks, Carl Byrne and Ben O'Brien, are struggling to get to terms with the corner forwards.
Absolutely.
They've Adam Keane get out the field, and they probably would have been best off leaving him inside.
I agree with you. I think Adam Keane should stay where he was. He's out following Matthew Gunning out the field, and it's having no effect whatsoever on the game. Completely different game to the game here a few weeks ago between these two sides. Alan, Milltown far the stronger side here so far. 111, that's 14 points to 6. They're 8 points in the lead. It's very hard to see where Rosemount are going to come back from this one.
Yeah, they've been struck down now. To be fair to Rosemount, they've been struck down by a load of injuries.
Absolutely, yeah.
To really good players. And even in the last week, Liam Maxwell, Duncan's younger brother, he had done knee ligament damage at training last week. So it's one of these. It's just.
And of course, it's without Andy McCormack as well.
Yeah, true.
It will make a huge difference to that Rosemount team. Because Andy would probably be playing at the centre field, where I believe this game has been won and lost. I think the Milltown are getting an awful lot of that. There's a nice ball in. Decky Mullen gets it back. Killian Lawler, oh, what a save! What a save, Alan Gertie. I'm not sure I think it might have even come off his face, but that's a great save and a great chance.
I think he got his hand to it. He turned it around.
That's a great save by and a good move by Morrisman. Probably the best move of the game they've had so far.
No, yeah, great ball. It was good ball in. As I said, when it comes to this time of year, you have to have really good hands. And I think it was Decky Mullen, great pair of hands. Won it where he probably shouldn't have won it and laid it off. Goal chance. It's exactly what Rosemount needed. Unfortunately, they just didn't both away.
And they need Decky Mullen to go back into Plunkett. Maxwell, is it? Come on, Plunkett. No, it's not. I thought Plunkett was coming off, but number 17 is coming on for Rosemount. There's a ball drove in. Davy Riley gets a hand to it. Davy Riley kicks it, but Davy Riley pulls it directly across the goals and way wide on the far side of the pitch.
Just not happening for the minute.
It's just not happening, no. It's just not happening. And unfortunately, as Van Morrison says, there'll be days like this. Two number 17s coming on now. Number 17 for Rosemount is Kieran Maxwell. The man you mentioned earlier on, he's on for Ben Cox. And the number 17 is on for Milltown as well. I'm not sure, I didn't see anyone go off for Milltown yet.
Here now.
It's Luke Gunning actually. I think it's 13 as well. So 17 for 13 on both sides for both teams here. Great catch by Murtagh again. He has been dominant in that midfield position. But the first interaction that Wayne Smith actually is after coming on. The first interaction he has is to be overturned with the ball. And that really was a goal chance for Rosemount earlier on there with Decky Mullen passed that ball out. And if Milltown would do win this game, they can be thankful. It's certainly to Alan Geraghty. He has been he's made two very good saves, Alan.
Yeah, no, he's made two really good impact, two good really positive impacts on the game, and one with that last save and the one in the first half where he held up the man.
Again, it's a simple turnover from Rosemount, and they look frustrated out there, Alan, with the amount of ball that they're wasting. Hines now in total control here. Wayne Smith gets on the ball, his first ball. If he looks up, he sees that Dermot Maguire is over the far side. That's a lovely ball right into the chance, gives it into McGorn. McGorn looks up. He's just going to play it around. That's it. That's all they need to do. They don't need to push off anything forward. Pete Policy again, he has been excellent. And just as I said, that he overcarries the ball and put the absolute kiss of death on him. Boydu now takes it off the shoulder. He should be going far more forward, Alan.
Yeah, absolutely, and they need him to start coming into the game now and start driving forward, because he is the driving force for Rosemount, and it's exactly what they need.
It's a block here, but Mickey Dan has come back in. It's probably going to be a yellow card. Conor Gibney, I think, fouled Boydu on the way through that time.
He's on a yellow already, Conor Gibney, so he needs to be careful.
He's gone. You're right, Alan. It's a red card, a second yellow, and Conor Gibney is off. And a rather silly challenge as well from Conor Gibney. And
No, he's not.
no, he's not. I didn't think he was booked in the first half. Alan thought he was booked. I didn't think he was. But he's gone. It's a red card.
Yeah, no, I thought he was booked. It was for that challenge on the challenge on Killian Lawler in the first half.
It was right. You're absolutely right.
Got yellow there.
Right.
Had a mark for yellow anyway, so he obviously got it.
Boydu with the free, and Boydu pops it over the bar, and again from a position where, that's a, there's no such thing as a good sending off, but it's after coming at a really bad time for Milltown. They're really in total control of this game, and nonsensical sending off, in my opinion.
No, and Rosemount need to push up now. There's no point in leaving everyone back. They're 7 points down with 13-14 minutes to go.
And Ben O'Brien does well to catch this one. Back into Boydu, has really come into this game in the second half. Takes it on again. Been chased by Hines. That's a nice ball in. Again, playing around. Porrick Gagan with a chance now. Gagan off the right foot. And Gagan gets a second in a row, and all of a sudden, Alan,
with the sending off and a bit of momentum, it's starting to turn a little bit in Rosemount's favour.
Absolutely, 8 points to Rosemount. It's 111. 111 to that's 14 to 8.6 points behind. We're 18 minutes gone here in the second half, and is that sending off going to have an effect on it? Jack Duncan again, he's fouled. Jack looks up and sees that Dara Hines, of course, he's the man to give the ball to. Just controlling the game. Himself and McGorn have done an excellent job so far controlling the game. Conor Dillon looks up now. Sees Tommy Lynn. Again, Alan, you look out at the centre of the field, you're looking out the same as I am. 6 Rosemount men marking nothing, only fresh air at the moment. Nobody laying a hand on the Milltown ball. They need to get on that ball, need to get on it quick.
Yeah, and they need to put a big push on now because they have a spare man, and I see Boydoo sitting in the pocket, and that's fine, but everyone else needs to start getting somewhere.
Space here now. Dylan Murtagh now. Dylan has a chance. Pulls it right across the goal. It doesn't look like it's going wide. Ben McGurran tries to get it, but it's going to be a free anyway. And there is an absolutely nonsensical free, and because of back shot, Mickey Dan is going to bring it dead straight in front of the goals. And if ever there was a silly free, that's it.
I didn't see it. It just, he had his hand up in the air anyway, and the ball was in the air. It must have been for a late hit by Boydoo or something. I'm not sure.
I didn't really see it, and I was following the flight of the ball, to be honest with you, but it was fairly animate. Number 19 getting ready. That's Paddy Summers. He's been out with injury, plagued with injury.
I think number 15 was fouled on his way in, and that's what it was. He was going in support and got fouled, and for Mountain was brought into here.
And there's a giveaway, an absolute giveaway for the likes of Ben McGurran. He will just slot that one over. Number 19 is onto the field. Paddy Summers. Pete Policy is coming off, and I'm not quite so sure that that's a good move, Al. I thought Policy was having a really good game there. Whether they're trying to shore up the defence or not now, I thought Policy was having a really good game.
Yeah, Paddy Summers is just back now. He's been out for most of the season, and he's just back the last few weeks by all accounts, and he's a really good, solid player.
A really good player, yeah.
And they probably just wanted to see out the last 10 minutes here if they can at all.
Larkin Daly now, coming on the attack. Keane passes across the centre to Boydoo. Boydoo goes through one, goes through two. Boydoo's going to have a go here. Boydoo has pulled and tugged that one, and it's gone way left. Too many wides, Al. We're counting them up here. I make that 9 wides for Rosemount of the very poor variety.
Yeah, no, it's one of those situations where the shooting boots aren't on today, but they still have the man advantage, the numerical advantage here at the minute. There's still 90 minutes of normal play, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of injury time, so they still have.
What would a goal do for them, Al?
Goals will bring them right back.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Winning without a goal.
Jack Duncan over on the far side. Duncan tries to go down for it. He can't make it the first time. Gets it the second time. Duncan's still in possession. He loses it though. Eventually it's picked up over on the far side of the pitch. Rosemount back on the attack now. Needs something. Killian bursts through. Is hit with a huge tackle there. Does very well to get it, but it's going to be a free in.
I tell you what, you have to admire Plunkett Maxwell over on the far side. Ball there 50-50 with Jack Duncan. And just put his whole body on the line, dived in, put his head in where most lads wouldn't put his foot.
Probably a move that should have been made earlier than this, to move the likes of Plunkett Maxwell over onto Jack Duncan, because Duncan has controlled a lot of this game.
Maybe so, yeah.
Boydoo with a chance now on the 21-yard line. Drops it in. That's going to drop short. Alan Geraghty is glad to grab it. Over carrying, he's given it. Not quite sure of that one. What to say. But he's given it for steps from the goalkeeper that time. Perhaps Alan took a few extra footholds there on that one, Alan, but yeah, it should be a tap over here for Boydoo. If he hits it as hard as he hits the last one, it's bound to go over the bar. And that's exactly what he does. Second pointed free from Rosemount, but they're going to need more than that, Alan. It's still 6 points of a gap. 1-12, that's 15. Rosemount on 9. 22, almost 23 minutes gone here in the second half of a... It's been an entertaining second half compared to the first half, Alan. Far less mistakes, anyway.
Less mistakes and more enjoyable football to watch too.
Paddy Summers eventually gets something onto the ball. Dara Hines is surrounded by players that time. Cannot get it anywhere. Manda has come into this game, and particularly in the second half, Larkin has done very well for Rosemount in the second half. Paddy Summers grabs him very high. He grabbed him high, there's no question about it. I don't know what they're arguing on the sideline for, because that certainly was a free to me. Paddy not long on the field. He looks like he's going to get a yellow card straight away. And Milltown's discipline could come back to haunt him here, Al. in total control of this game. A needless sending off, in my opinion, and another man in the yellow card here as well.
Yeah, no, it was a silly enough one now. They're on Route 1 here with this ball.
Good catch that time, though. Well caught. It's a free out. Well done that time. And it's Bert Kieran. Bert has had a really good game here.
Really good second half.
Really good second half when he was badly needed. Conor Gibney now. Gibney takes it back. Is he going to go on one of his mazy solo runs? No, it's up to McGurn. McGurn named it full forward, but he's actually playing as a wing half back now. And look at that ball down along the sideline. Dermot Maguire has the freedom of Cusack Park here at the moment. Dermot doesn't know what to do with it, unfortunately, because he's more defender. McGurn did well to catch up with him and give it on. And again, look at the control. That's what you need, Alan. Just a little bit of composure. Don't do anything silly.
Yeah, no, it's all about. I'd say about the cornerback coming out there now.
Conor Dale does well to get that ball away.
He knew what he was after.
Hines is going through. Hines is still going through with the ball. Hines gives it on to Wayne Smith. Wayne, he's going to try and get that ball out, but that's good defended by Rosemount, is it? No, it's Dermot Maguire as well, and that's a free. That's a free. The man was in an attempt to pick up the ball, and Alan, that's one missed by Mickey Dan. That's certainly a free on Dermot Maguire that time. He was in the attempt to picking up the ball, and it was a sliding tackle come in on him. Yeah,
it was probably a free in, all right, but I see Sean Loughlin's not overly happy with Mickey Dan's decision.
He won't be buying him pints in the Roadhouse tonight anyway. And it's one again. Murtagh up to Jack. Does well to get it back out. And again, this time it is a free. And it's just the difference in defending. Rosemount are panicking a little bit, Alan, in defence, whereas Milltown are just that little bit more composed, epitomised by Bert Kieran there a few minutes ago when he caught that ball on his own end line.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's all about making sure that you win the dirty ball at this stage of a game in a semi-final. And in fairness to Milltown, they're winning more of them than they're not.
Lovely ball by McGurn out to Duncan now. Duncan, can he get by his man? He does at the first attempt. Duncan is surrounded this time. Gets it back out. Wayne Smith gets it back out. Just holding on to the ball. That's all they need to do, Ellen. They don't have to do any pressing really as such on it. Conor Dillon. This time it's on to Matthew Gunning. It's so simple. They're just playing around, and that's just composure. Don't want to get caught in possession. That's the only thing.
But Rosemount have three lads sitting here around the middle.
Sitting doing nothing, yeah. They're 6 points behind. Do they realise that they're 6 points behind? It's at the opposite end of the field. They need to have the bodies. And playing with an extra man as well, Alan. Paddy Summers gives it out to Hines. Hines now, back to Summers. Paddy looks up, and that's a wild kick to nobody. And just when they were showing huge composure, Milltown turn over the ball again. Boydu is on the ground. As far as I'm aware, Alan, that's a free. That has to be a free. He was laying on the ball. Look at on Jack Murtagh's a free on the edge of the square. Jack Duncan is trying to get it to him, but he can't get it to him, unfortunately. And it looks like Sean Summers is coming in now, another stalwart from Milltown over the years. Again, I think they're trying to shore up that defence, Alan.
Yeah, they're not. They're just trying to make sure that they don't give away anything too simple, and using good, intelligent men coming onto the field. They're going to keep the ball, and they're not going to give anything away too simple.
Double substitution coming on for Rosemount here as well. Number 18 and 19. That's David Laddick and Owen Gagan. They look like they're going to make their entrance onto the field. Sean Summers is getting ready to come on, and Ben McGurn strikes that one over the bar, and out of nothing. And Ben McGurn is actually that's his reward for kicking over his goal. I think Rosemount not alone have the 16 players on the field, I think they've 17 on the field. And the man that I talked up before the game, Sean Conlon, he knows he's had better days. And Ben McGurn is coming off the field there to rapturous applause, and well, he deserves it, Alan. He has been excellent in my opinion. Just controlling the game.
Yeah, he was very, very good today. He kept possession. He used it very, very well. He nailed every free that he needed to nail, and he's been very, very good.
And Milltown have had a number of stars around the pitch. Far more than Rosemount. There was now a chance. The ball has knocked into the forward line. Paddy Summers gets a boot on that one, and that'll do. It'll do. It can't score from the stand, Al.
No.
Milltown have everybody behind the ball now at this stage. Adam Kane is going to have a go to try and create some sort of panic in that Milltown defence. It comes out, it's Killian Lawler. Killian Lawler pulls a fly hack on it, and Killian Lawler has knocked it over the bar, but I'm afraid that's just not enough, Alan.
No, they're going to need it still. There's 6 points in it. If they're going to get anything out of this game, it's going to have to happen in the next 30 seconds or a minute where they need a goal.
29, nearly up to the 30 minutes here. We haven't seen what the additional time is going to be, but it's 1-13 to Milltown. That's 16 points. 10 points to Rosemount here. And at this stage, it's looking like Milltown are going to make a county final. Sean Summers looks up, sees that Wayne Smith is on the shoulder. Wayne Smith now. Wayne, he just needs to hold on to the ball, I'd say, and he's after been told that by his teammates. Ball comes eventually over to the far side of the pitch. Dylan Murtagh drops it just when he had a great chance. Going now. A lot of tired limbs out there at the moment, Alan, and it's beginning to show. That's good work that time. A man that has had a great game. Larkadilly, I think, has had a great game for Rosemount. Wayne Smith now. Dylan, he's heading towards goals. He doesn't know what to do with it, does he? He does. He picks out a shot, and just as his performance deserved, he gets his name on the scoreboard. Conor Dillon got a mark in the first half and an excellent score, and I think that's game overall.
No, he's been very, very good. In fairness, everything good about Milltown today has been epitomised by Conor Dillon. He's just broken the line. He's been there. He's been an option for that full back line and the full forward line all day, and that just sums it all up, that last score.
Another high ball in from Rosemount. They're really just trying to... That ball is knocked across the goal zone. It's knocked it. Eventually fly hacked, and Milltown have been a little bit fortunate there. That could have gone absolutely anywhere, Alan, and eventually they knock it away and give it away possession. A lot of tired limbs out there at the moment. There's lads hopping and dropping all over the place here. Looks like Ben McGurran is coming back on. Ben McGurran is coming back on, Alan. He didn't spend long on the sideline.
No, I think it was sort of a mistake by them in the first place to take him off. I think the midfielder is...
He's coming on for Jack Murtagh.
Yeah.
I see Frank McLaughlin getting ready to come on here, but Milltown will have to be careful. They already have 5. Killian Lawler, his day is over. And I wonder, do Milltown know they already have 5 subs on the field, Al?
They don't have... they haven't taken anyone off.
In place of Ben McGurran. I thought they took off the number 9. He was listed to go off. He's on, yeah, he's gone off the pitch over there on the far side. Ball drops in, that's gone over the bar from Baidu, but it's just not enough, Al.
No, too little.
They haven't shown enough fire, in my opinion. I think is the word I'm looking for.
There's only a few of them showing a bit of battle out there,
and Lorcan Daly, I thought, has had a particularly great second half.
Oh, he's good, man, and like you Plunkett driving it on there, only back from Dubai, which shows his commitment. But a lot of players out on the pitch there today that just didn't put in a massive shift.
Their forward line has been very disappointing.
The forwards are very poor, yeah.
And again, it's Milltown come out with the ball, and they'll just hold on to that one. We're into the 4th minute of additional time. I didn't actually see how many minutes the referee had added, but 3 minutes, and those 3 minutes have gone by. Jack Duncan now going through with the ball. Is he going to get the last score of the game? He got the first score of the game. Duncan flicks it across the goal. Is he going to get a kick? And the goalie does well to get it to 45.
And the goalie should have let it go. The
goalie should have let it go. Yeah, absolutely. It was never going to be allowed. And it just goes to show you just the mistakes that Rosemount have made today, and that's what's cost them, Al.
Yeah, no, it's Rosemount, you mean? Yeah, no, they've been it was just littered with mistakes all day by Rosemount, and it's unfortunate because they're at the quarter-final this year, or semi-final this year, quarter-final last year, and they'll be looking to push on.
Haven't played a night.
But to be fair to them, they're after losing that many lads to immigration and injury this year, that they're a credit to get to even here where they are now.
McGurran strikes it, doesn't care where that one goes. I think at the moment it's only the fourth wide I make it that Milltown have had in the game. And that's the difference. If you look at the Rosemount side, I have 9 recorded for them. And how many did they kick into the goalie's hands as well, 5 wide actually for Milltown. So
it's their first wide in the second half though, so they've been very economical.
They've been very economical in front of goal. Yeah. And that has been the difference between the sides, Alan.
Yeah, oh absolutely, and they just need to push forward now. There's only seconds left, and it's probably our reach.
I don't know where the extra time is going for, to be honest. Probably the sending off in the substitution. Boydu decides he's going to take matters into his own hands, kicks it in high. Eventually it's Connor Dillon gets it, and Milltown are in the final. It's all over here. It's all over in TEG Cusack Park. It's all over. Milltown have won here on a scoreline of 114 to 11 points, and Alan, there's nobody can deny they were the better team here today.
No, absolutely, and probably throughout the whole championship they've definitely played well enough that they're in the situation where they're in the final. They played very, very well today, even though they made a lot of mistakes in the first half. But the second half performance, especially going down to 14 men, was very composed, and they didn't do too much wrong. Paul, any ball they got, they used it very well, and they were deserving victors here today.
I think the first half goal, Alan, when they were on top, and they were after missing so many chances, and all of a sudden they got a goal out of a bit of a freak. Let's be honest about it. It was a shot from Sean Dillon was going for a point, and it dropped short, and eventually it wound into the back of the net. And from there on in, you could really only see one winner in this game, and that forward line of Milltown is excellent. I mean, they controlled that whole game virtually in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. No, and they were by far the better team, and I think everyone from Rosemount would agree with that. They used the ball an awful lot better than Rosemount did, particularly in the second half. And it's they're deserving victors here today, and they'll be like Gary Dolan, I'm sure, and the multi-management will be here today looking at this, and they'll be saying that these will be no easy pushovers no matter which one of them get to the final.
Look, it's as simple as that. It's all about getting the final. Do you know yourself?
Yeah,
at this stage of the year, you get to this stage of the year, it's all about getting over the line. Doesn't matter how you get there, it's all about getting over the line. And Milltown showed a clean pair of heels to Rosemount here at times. I mean, they were 8 points up at one stage, and good value for that 8-point lead.
Yeah, absolutely, and probably should have been more. And without it was a sort of a silly enough second yellow card by Conor.
I agree.
Especially when he was on one, he didn't really need to do it. But at the same time, it took a bit of battle. It took a bit of battle of Milltown to knuckle down, because they conceded the next 2 points after he got sent off, and they just needed to calm things down. But I think in particular, Connor Dillon, Dara Hines, and Ben McGurran were the ones that really
took on the mantle.
Of being making this as solid as we can. We're not going to give away anything too easy, and you'd have to say that they needed leaders to step up to the plate when it came to that stage, and they did have 3 in particular in them 3 lads.
Yeah, and
Bert Kiernan, to be fair,
I think had a
very,
superb second half.
The last 20 minutes in particular.
Yeah, I agree with you, and a man that has struck me, and we mentioned him at the start of this game, 4 points for Jack Duncan here. He has a future, not alone with Milltown. I think he possibly has a future in the Maroon of Westmeath.
Oh, absolutely, there's no doubt. I was involved with a West under-16 setup a few years ago that he was playing in, and he's a phenomenal talent, and it's all about nurturing that talent now, and whoever the new Westmeath manager is going to have to get the best out of the likes of him, because with the amount of retirements that we're after having, and some more on the horizon, if you were to believe with all you hear, if that's the case, and all these lads that are stepping away, we're going to need a big 3 or 4 or 5 years out of some manager where he's going to rebuild and get the most out of them. And I think Jack Duncan will be at the forefront of any manager's list. to make sure to get him in and get him on the right programmes and make sure that in 2 to 3 years' time that he is one of the best forwards in Leinster, never mind Westmeath.
Absolutely, and if Westmeath are looking for two twin towers at the centre of the field, they could do an awful lot worse than them two Murtagh twins. They're excellent footballers. They can catch the ball, they can field it. You know, they control a game. I like the way when they're in possession, they don't panic either, and they're good use of it when they do get it.
No, and it just goes to show.
It's something we haven't had in Westmeath.
No, absolutely, and you're going to need it now. I know the game is probably gone away from the big town, but the two boys can play a lot of football as well. But then you look back and you look at even the goal that Jack Murtagh got today. If you go in there often enough, and he goes in there the whole time, him or the brother, one of the two tried to get into that full forward. If you go in there often enough, eventually it's going to pay off for you, and it did today. Absolutely,
and well worth their victory. In defeat, I have to say, I thought young Lorcan Daly was excellent. For Decky Mullen tried his hard out. Baidu, for me, just didn't waited too long until they pushed them forward enough. I thought Rosemount's tactics of playing defence with an extra man and being so far behind, I thought that played into Milltown's hands as well. But it was really their turnovers, Alan, and the mistakes that they made that cost them the game here today.
Yeah, exactly. And them little things, Paul, are going to cost you in any game. It's just mistakes, and unfortunately, and probably even more prevalent in the semi-final or in a knockout game. Exactly. Like if that happened 3 weeks ago in the group stage, no one will really mind because you're still in the championship. They're just highlighted now that you're going out of the championship, and unfortunately for Rosemount these things happen. But Milltown, they'll go into the final and they know that they're going to have a load of stuff to work on. It's not as if they absolutely played a game today where there was no mistakes. They made plenty of mistakes themselves, and they're going to work very hard to make sure that to knock them mistakes out of the system over the next few weeks. But you'd have to say that Milltown are in a good place at the minute. I agree. Going forward, and hopefully that they'll make sure that they have themselves right for 3 weeks' time in the county final. So it's Milltown in the county final. They're in the intermediate final. The Shay in the mini final. From us here on AirVTV, that's the end of our broadcast for the moment. Do stay with us though, of course. You have the senior football semi-final between the Downs and Carlstown Kinnegad coming up here. Ray will be with you here for that one. But for the moment, it's Milltown on a scoreline of 114 to 11 points who take the spoils here in the first of the intermediate semi-finals. Paul Doolan, my thanks to Alan Mangan on co-commentaries and Ollie Gallagher on camera. Do stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, for the senior football semi-final. But from us, it's Slán agus Connacht.
TEG, proud sponsors of TEG Cusack Park, serving aviation, biopharmaceuticals and medical industries across the globe. TEG has been to the fore in the fight against COVID-19 with our customers and partners. A local business employing local people. Visit teg.com/careers to learn more. Wishing all our GAA patrons a safe passage through the championship.
Seventh Coaches, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA Hurling Championships. Clark's Bar, wishing all teams the very best today. MJ Stone Building and Developments, proud sponsor of Westmeath GAA.
Cusack Park pitch is 145 metres long. Imagine 3 of these bridge beams would make up the length of the pitch. Now transport 30 of them from Harney to Kildare. A challenge overcome by a great team with the support of a great community. My name is Pat Barrett, Project Manager, Shay Precast.